Hello, my darlings. Okay, so I want to really do a really proper job on talking about all the different steps of what I'm going to do to flagstone the entire exterior of the cottage, so from the bottom all the way up. But there's preparatory work that has to be done, and I'm going to go through that because, you know, as I had went, luckily I've got cobblestone books and things from England and all, so I've really done my homework and my research. But when I was going on the YouTube and trying to find, like, Google search and all of that to see, you know, what's going on and how you would do this, you know, properly, like seeing the beautiful stages of it. Now you're going to find the lovely bits and bobs of videos out there that are showing oh, we're making a cobblestone cottage from ground up or whatever, but I've never seen one in the way that I want to do mine. So I really want to take it back, like literally to look like the 1600s or something, like a really lower income Victorian family. And I think I have a 12 pitch on my roof, but with the thatching it's going to look really, really perfect. And so it appears like it's low, but it's literally really steep inside the cottage. And so this is going to be beautiful for a little loft and things of that nature for the future. Okay, but we're going to talk about the different steps that take place and occur as I'm doing this, because I've never seen any demonstrations that has given me the actual, this is what the things that you need to do. So I want it to be informative as well as beautiful and aesthetically pleasing. So if you want your own thatched stone cottage, depending on whether you use limestone or whatever, because I really want to do another building, but I'm going to use all limestone because Florida is notorious for limestone. Okay, this is the main place where we get our limestone, and it's shipped all over the country. Do you understand? So I want to show you this. So this had I think 1x3s. I think it was 1x3 strips, and 1x3 strips. And so this was all to cover the seams on the regular wood. Okay, and we have to remove all of those. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you everything that you have to remove and prep in order to begin your flagstoning, or depending on what kind of the aesthetic that you want. But I want it to be flush up on the entire building. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera around to show you. Okay, so if you recall, the cottage used to be this atrocious. Let's not talk about it. Let's ignore that it's there. Okay, and then we've got this trim here. So I'll be removing this, and I will also be removing the light. You've got to remove the light. I've got to remove, obviously, my window box and all of my trim all the way up. I've also got to remove the awning. If you can see the awning, I've got to remove that as well. So all of this has to come down, and even this trim here. So we're going to butt it up to, we're going to flush it up to the edge of the window. Okay, I'm not going to take the window out. I'm going to leave it, and we're going to go from there. Okay, so I've got to take this out as well, and we'll just you know, put the things back that we want. I also want to show you this. So I'll eventually have to clear out and put some cellophane or something there, because I've got to rip. Now we're notorious for hurricanes, okay, and all of that. So over the years, this has been very worn and it's not very good. So this all has to be removed. So I'm going to have to chop this. I'll chop all of this out about 2 foot up. About 2 foot up, I'm going to chop it and replace it all before I begin my lath, okay, my metal lath. And then I'll have to gently remove my beautiful little ivy, because I don't want to get rid of that. Obviously, I like that it's growing there, and it's beautiful for Christmas time. I don't know if you remember seeing that last Christmas. I had it all done. Yeah, that's where we're at the stall tub. So I have to go disconnect the So what I'm working on now is I'm going to go and disconnect the, boy, you can really see my grey hair, can't you? But anyway, I've got to go and disconnect the electric, the power source, so that I can begin taking the little lantern exterior light out, because we'll have to do some sort of, we have to build that out so that everything will be flush and we can not have any issues when that comes time to put the lath on in there. Okay, so that's where we're at now, and I hope you're enjoying this, and I hope you stay tuned because it's going to be so darling and so charming. Can you imagine? Oh my God. And then when we get there, this is way down the line, you know, but not super far down the line, but I would love it if you would follow along, because I mean, a thatched cottage, yeah, it's going to be fabulous, you know. I'm so excited. What a brilliant little cottage it's going to be when I'm completely done. Oh, and I wanted to show you this as well. Okay, so let me flip the camera around. Well, let me see if I can just do it this way. Do you see this here? This has got like a thing. Okay, so see how this goes down, and it sort of like makes a porch sort of, you know, or it's kind of like a, yeah, it would be a normal porch. I'm going to close this in, and I'm going to close the other side, and I'm also going to arch it. So it's going to be really, really cute there, and it's going to actually look like my little Christmas, the Tale of the Christmas Bunnies, which I hope that you collect it for this year, because it's very, very cute, and it's based on my real life, but it's about our wishes and manifestation. But I don't use the word manifestation, because you know you can swap that out for you know, prayer if it's a Christian person, or manifestation, how I talk, you know, because I'm a spiritual person. And so and it's about my 3 little bunnies, and literally the real story, but I turn it into, like, once again, an anthropomorphic story, you know, how Beatrix Potter used to do with her stories, and she would put little clothes on the little bunny rabbits and all of that. And so these are based on my bunny rabbits. Okay, Oliver, Twisty Topsy, Chappie, and Buckaroo. Now we know that Chappie is the only one left. Buckaroo passed on last year, and a couple months before that, or could it have been, yeah, I think it was a couple months before that, our dear little Oliver, Sir Oliver Twisty Topsy, passed on too, just from old age. He lived to be 8.5 years old, so he was an old bunny. He lived a lovely, lovely life. Really the best bunny rabbit ever, cottage little bunny. And so anyway, this is based on, I mean, I'm duplicating practically the storybook. So I did it before, so I created it in my imagination, the little storybook, right, the Tale of the Christmas Bunnies, and it's a British sort of mix with American, so that's really quite lovely. And so yeah, so I'm basically doing it opposite, you know. I imagined it first, and now I'm creating it. So I think that that's really fun, because that's what we do in life, don't we? We create in our imagination, and then it comes to fulfilled prophecy.